Looking for Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins with fast delivery? IG Vault has the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 6% off your order. Oh, what's up YouTube? It's Duke back here from sportsgamers.com, and in today's Madden 21 tip, I'm about to break down by far the best blitz in the game right now, bar none. End of story. This blitz is super easy to set up, yet it's super fast. The pressure screams. It's very difficult to block, and the coverage is also very good as well. So I'm going to be running the Giants playbook on defense to show you guys this blitz. I mean, you could do it from other playbooks, but really we just need the big dime, 1-4-6, and the play we're going to look at is the cross 3 fire. Now make sure you guys watch this entire video, as I'm going to show you guys a lot of different variations and setups and just little tricks to this blitz. This big dime 1-4-6 was super popular last year, but I feel like a lot of people don't utilize it this year, but honestly, I think it might even be a little bit better this year. The one thing I want to say before we get into the video about this is you want to use this against people running shotgun formations. If someone's coming out under center like an I form close or strong wing, whatever, I wing, trying to pound the ball, this is not the defense to use. But when someone's running shotgun, if they're just going to run, occasional inside zones and draws and bases from shotgun, this defense does just fine. But it's just not really a under center heavy power type run defense. This is better for the pass and the occasional run. Now you do want to make some subs with this. I do like to have my best pass rusher actually at the D tackle spot. And then, I want more so speed at the end. So this is fine here with Smith and Gregory. I like to use the linebacker on the left of the screen. So make sure this is your best user. You can put safeties in the game if you want. Now the other thing is you want to have fast corners in the slot, especially on the left. So they're, at least the one on the left is going to be blitzing. So you want to go into your depth chart, look at your corners, and see who are the fastest corners to put in the game in the slot. Now so with this team, it's probably going to be Brown. I want to put your best corner, obviously, in the slot just to blitz. But, you can if you want. But for this team, it's probably going to be the Robinson, and Brown. That would be best bets to be in the slot. So that's what we're going to do. Obviously, if you guys play Mutt, I'm sure you guys can have 99 speed DBs in the slot, and it's just awesome. But, if you play regular teams, you're probably not going to be able to have that. All right, so Rashard Robinson, Anthony Brown, we're good to go. So, coaching adjustments. You want to have auto flip off. This blitz, you always want to have it run the same way. You don't want auto flip on. Now, you could set your flat zones and curl flats and zone drops and all that if you want, but I'm about to show you guys something to where I actually don't like to do that when running this defense. I'm going to explain why once we get into the setup. So let's go ahead and come out and show you guys how this works, and then we'll just kind of get into the adjustments and variations you can do with it. So this is great defense to use against a lot of the meta, bunch shot in trips, but it's just good against anything. When you play a lot of guys that will just run random formations, this is just a great blitz to run because it works well against, any type of formation. So we'll show the meta bunch type stuff, and then we'll actually get into some more less common things like, spread and whatnot, just to show you guys it works against anything. It really does. So let's get into the setup now. It's very easy. You just want to press coverage as step 1. Step 2 would be shift the D-line to the left. To do this, you hit left on the D-pad and then left on the left analog stick. You also want to crash them to the left to do that, or you crash them up either way. But basically, again, you hit left on the D-pad and then either up or to the left on the right analog stick. Now you're going to want to go ahead and blitz the corner, the left slot corner. In this case, that's triangle down and QB contain. QB contain will be basically R1 if you're on PlayStation, or RB if you're on Xbox. Now I like to control the linebacker that's blitzing on the left of the screen. You can put him in coverage if you want. Whatever you want to do with him. I like to control him though. We're just going to click off him for the sake of the video and get on the D tackle so you guys can see how this works. But as you guys can see here, basically this guy's just going to come off the edge basically every play, and it's extremely fast pressure. Now this blitz is difficult to block. There are certain things you can do to block it, but if you have a decent D-line, especially like I said, the D tackle is key. Even if they do block it, because we're rushing 5 here, you're going to get sheds and you're going to get quick pressure. Now I want you guys to notice something. everyone is locked down in coverage here. There's nothing open. This coverage is extremely good, and the reason why I said I don't like that my zone drops on is because when you have them on default, this is something not everybody knows. When you leave them on default and you press from these cover 3 style defenses that have the seam flats and blitzes mostly, outside thirds in general will press coverage. And the thing with that is that the thirds, when you press with them, they are super hard to beat. They get really good press animation. See this? And they don't really get beat over the top like man coverage could. I feel like they press better than man coverage. It's super crazy, but look at this press animation. Absolutely crazy. He just throws them out of the play. I mean, by the time you're already sacked and the receiver hasn't even really been able to get into his route. But again, look at the way this DB just flies off the screen. This is why you want him to be your fastest backup DB, because, the faster he is, obviously, the quicker he's going to get to the quarterback. So this defense works really well against other formations too. It's not just gun bunch. This will work against any formation. So, if they're running a trips or a spread, whatever the case may be, this is a super effective blitz to use. So against the big dime 1-4-6 cross 3-5, will get glitched and they'll kind of just basically get nano detected more or less. Now that doesn't happen like a ton. It's not really something that I worry about, but I just want you guys to be aware that your rusher can sometimes get nano detected with this defense off that edge. Now, it's like I said, it's not something huge, a big deal that's going to happen like constantly, but just be aware that sometimes that will happen. But more times than not, he's just going to come off the edge like that untouched. So another great thing about this defense is it actually stops the rollout really well. So sometimes a lot of players you might see try to, roll out away from the blitz, right? Which, is a good strategy. But because it has contains and the edge player is on one, most of the time, especially if you pass commit, I've noticed, they're going to do a good job of coming off that block if you try to roll out and not letting you just obviously, see what I'm saying, get to the corner and be able to throw these corner routes and crossers on the run away from the blitz. So that's another really nice thing, and that's why I do say, guys, make sure you have speed at your edge rushers, because when you have them on a contain, if they try to roll out, you want him to just fly off that blocker like this and get the sack before they can even try to throw something on the run. This defense works really, really good against spread formations too. And you can make some additional adjustments if you want to bring pressure from potentially the right side of the screen too. And we'll show you guys that in a second. So let's look at a spread right here. Again, play really doesn't matter. We'll just pick anything. We'll just pick smash corners. And you guys are going to notice, once again, this is a super simple defense. I actually love this against spread. Oftentimes I actually don't like playing spread, but this defense works so well that, I don't mind playing spread at all now because it's very difficult to block this blitz against spread. So again, we just slide our corners in the slot in next to these edge rushers. We press, shift our D-line to the left, crash our D-line to the left, blitz the slot corner on the left, and QB contain. I always control the blitzing linebacker on the left of the screen. I'm just going to put him in coverage again. Only reason why I'm doing this is to just get out of the way of the blitz since we're in practice. I'm about to show you guys, but in the game, I would just control this guy manually and leave him on his blitz angle. Remember, you can also sub in safeties at linebacker if you need to. So pass committing is definitely something important. Also, if they're passing the ball a ton, I'd recommend doing that just because you're going to get better, it's just better results. As you guys can see, again, blitz is screaming untouched and we get sacked. Now, I'm sure you guys are wondering, what happens if they do know how to block this just basic setup I'm showing you now? Okay, yeah. So some people might know how to do it. Like I said, it's not just the easiest thing in the world, but I mean, it can be blocked. One of the easiest ways to do it is to use the double team feature that I'm about to show you guys. So let's say that someone knew this. How would we really get around this? So one way I would probably try to block this blitz, right, is basically what I'm about to show you, where I block the running back on the left of the screen, and then I double team this guy right here. This generally does a really good job of blocking this blitz. So then I would think I'd have some good time, right? Another way you could do it is to slide protect, but this is one of the ways I like to do it anyways. So when you do this, when you see someone do that anyways, one of my first adjustments I like to make is I blitz the right slot corner too. Because if they do that, that guy's going to come in
very quickly, and they're gonna get screamed at. So here, as you guys can see here, now this guy's coming in too, and I can't really get the ball off quick enough, and we actually end up getting a throw out a sack animation that resulted in a pick six, or I think a pick six. If no, not a pick six, because the game glitched out, because I don't even know why. There's so many weird glitches, but that was crazy. Anyways, let's take a look at this replay. As you can see here, I'm just adding one additional rusher. It was the slot corner on the right. He comes in, and at this point, they have to make that quick read, flat or corner out. But by the time we're trying to release the ball, because the corner out is now open, we're taking the sack. So you might be able to, if you know the right adjustments, there are ways you can just block the simple blitz from the left. However, if people catch on to that, then you can come at them from the right side too, and that's going to force a situation where now they're going to have to like max protect really to guarantee themselves more time to get rid of the ball. Now, obviously, there's more adjustments you can do coverage-wise. You can also run this with zone drops on. So, say you wanted to use zone drops. The way I'd recommend doing it would be 25-5-5 or 25-5 default for hook zones. Now, if you do this, just keep in mind that you're not going to get the press animation from the corner on the outside when you do this. The thing that makes this effective, though, is now, if you want to turn your zone drops on, you can do the double Mabel concept away from the blitz. So say someone was running gun bunch at you and you didn't really want to have to run over there to defend the right side of the screen, right? Someone's running something like bench pivot. So we could press, shift our D-line to the left, crash it out, blitz this guy, QB contain, and use this guy in coverage, right? Make sure always your blitzing slot corners are on the contains. Very important. So at this point, we could shade down, shade up, whatever. Get the flat zones to play 20 yards, right? And if we wanted to, we could go ahead and put this guy in a curl flat, so now he defends at 5. Because again, you don't actually have to rush this guy. You can just rush 4, and the blitz still works. So that's something to keep in mind. And then you're going to have the hook zone over the middle, and obviously you're still going to control this guy in coverage. If you wanted to, you could put him in coverage and control the hook zone by the safety. That's another thing you could do. Again, here's how our defense would look in this case. We're going to go ahead and pass commit. And let's say that they just did bench pivot, something like this. And you're going to notice that they're not going to be able to throw any of those routes on that side of the screen quick enough. Well, first of all, the pressure was coming way too fast. But even if we did know how to block this and, we gave ourselves time, it doesn't even matter because now we're only rushing 4. And you're going to see that, the curl flat is going to take away the quick route, and we're dropping back underneath our, corner out, safety over the top. We can just use or whatever we need to. Again, you have 2 contains here, a contain on each side. So this is a really good defense to use against people who want to roll out. It's going to keep them in the pocket. And because of that, I would, if you can, I would have this guy, the D tackle, and also the stand-up rusher on the left of the screen be your best pass rushers. Throw some abilities on them if at all possible. Right now, I think Double or Nothing and El Toro are the best. I like Double or Nothing better, but obviously it's going to run you more AP. If you're looking for something that's effective that doesn't cost as much AP, El Toro is good. Especially when you rush 5, I feel like it's better than if you rush it with 3. So this defense is, like I said, it is very good. It's hard to block. The pressure is very fast. It's easy to set up and adjust from. It prevents the rollout. And you can, like I said, blitz one side, blitz both sides. You can blitz 4, 5, or potentially 6. You can use different setups of zone drops. There's just a lot you can really do with this defense, which is why I love it so much. The only issue with it is it's not a good defense if someone's under center in power running formations. But for the player who wants to sit in shotgun, which, let's be honest, is the majority of people you play online, this is a very strong defense to run. Like I said, overall, pound for pound, it's the best blitz in the game right now. So hope you guys enjoyed the tip. It's Duke. I'm out of here.